Well, good evening. It is a beautiful fall evening out here. It's not too windy. It is a little bit windy. It's coming out of the east. So I think that the warm wind out of the west is done. It probably means, well, it was a lot of frost this morning. So yeah, it's probably a pretty good indicator that our little extended summer here is coming to a close. I'm just running over to the pig pen here now, and you can see we've got that electro netting around the pig pen. We've got one that they're in and then one that's just kind of stood up here. So I'm going to wrap up the spare one and put it away. Well, that's one thing I'm not that good at. I'm good at bringing stuff out, but I'm not that good at actually putting it away. So this is out here and the element's not being used. Doesn't make any sense. Might as well put it away because this stuff is expensive. Good job. Good job. Weeds out there.
Gentle. Where are you going? What are you doing? Charlotte, who's this? Yeah?
You brush Gus's hair? So we're just down here with the piggies. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. There's like 10,000 geese all flocking up back there. Anyways, I got the garden sprinkler rigged up here. That might seem like a strange thing to do in October, right? But yeah, we layered a bunch of straw and manure on top of the garden beds, and we're having the pigs try and work it in. But that clay is so goddamn hard that they just can't get it worked in. So I'm gonna fire up the sprinkler here and soften things up, and hopefully they can trample. If they can't work it in, maybe they can trample it in. So I'm just heading into the shop here now. I've had a bucket of onions on to cook. Found out that pigs do not like onions, and like raw onions. I don't like raw onions either. I don't blame them. So threw them on the stove to cook, and then hopefully we'll mix them in with their feed and they'll actually eat them. Well, survey says they're not touching the onions even if they're cooked. So one thing I really want to do for my wife, when I was over in the tack shed earlier today, I noticed that there's lead ropes and halters and harnesses and all kinds of tack on the ground in the shed. And that's not really what we want. So I want to build her a good like shelf, or not a shelf, but like a rack, I guess, with hooks on it. You can hang all that stuff up. Now earlier this year, we had the opportunity to visit an old grain elevator that my dad used to work at when he first came to Canada, like decades and decades ago. And we actually picked up some railroad spikes off the tracks there. So I thought it'd be really cool if we took the railroad spikes and integrated into this halter rack. It'd just be a cool little thing, little piece of history from the family that we can integrate here on our farm. All right, so the next project I've been working on, I've been kind of doing this over the course of the summer. Some of you will remember this. Early in the summer, we bought a side-by-side. We sold our quad, we bought the side-by-side, and it didn't have a roof. And so it rained. It's summertime, it's gonna rain. It was wet, it was not good. And trying to just be a quick thinker and get the chores done that particular day, I threw a tarp on the roof, and for like 80% of the summer, we had this god-awful tarp on the roof. And a couple of weeks ago, I said I was working on possibly, you know, a kind of a roof project. I didn't really want to show anybody what it looked like because I wasn't really sure if it was going to work out. But a roof for one of these machines is actually like $400. Like, they're not cheap, right? and I'm not cheap either, but I'm definitely conscientious of what comes out of my wallet. So anyways, I did manage to get a piece of hard plastic and a couple pieces of flat bar that I actually had laying around the yard from another project. And so yeah, now we have a super awesome roof bolted up. Keep the outside outside. And yeah, next we gotta work on a windshield, because going down the road it gets a little breezy in there, but I'm thinking that one won't be done for free. But this was a good project. It worked out fantastic, and I'm pretty happy with how it came together. Anyways, it's time for a cup of tea, so I'm gonna let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic night. We'll see you tomorrow.